Welcome to Santa Clarita Weekly, where we cover all things local in Santa Clarita Valley every Saturday morning at 9 on KQRU 107.9. Join hosts Tim Haddock and Sage Rafferty as they uncover the latest news, events, sports highlights, and more, keeping you connected and engaged with what matters most in our hometown.
So welcome back to another edition of Santa Clarita Weekly with Tim Haddock and Sage Rafferty. I'm Sage. He's Tim. You can listen to us on the radio at KQRU 107.9 FM on Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock. We're also on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And you can find us online at santaclaritastar.com. Hundreds of angry residents attended a meeting at Castaic Middle School about the Chiquita Canyon Landfill, with Los Angeles County Supervisor Kathryn Barger telling them the landfill is set to close in a month or two. At sports, the Valencia football team won its fifth game in a row and secured at least a share of the Foothill League title. The Golden Valley football team held off Saugus and is in the hunt for a playoff spot, and the West Branch football team pulled off a last-minute win over Canyon. The Dodgers won the first three games of the World Series powered by Freddie Freeman. We had a grand slam in the 10th inning to win Game 1 against the New York Yankees. The Rams welcomed back receivers Kupp and Puka Nacua and took down the Minnesota Vikings, one of the best teams in the NFC, on Thursday night. The Kings won their home opener against the San Jose Sharks and followed with a win over the Utah Hockey Club. So let's talk about Chiquita Canyon Landfill. Hundreds of angry residents attended a meeting at Castaic Middle School about the Chiquita Canyon Landfill and were told by the Los Angeles County Supervisor, Kathryn Barger, the landfill would close in 1 or 2 months. The landfill has been a source of complaints from nearby residents for overwhelming odors and air and water pollution for months. The landfill has been cited, warned, and fined for violating environmental regulations and codes and contributing to documented air and water pollution in nearby communities in Valverde, Castaic, and Santa Clarita. The meeting drew local, state, and federal representatives to address the concerns of the community and offer updates on the landfill's future. Congressman Mike Garcia, State Senator Scott Wilk, and Assemblywoman Pilar Schiavo were in attendance at the meeting. Barger, who was repeatedly booed at the meeting, said that the county is not planning on extending the deadline to reduce its solid waste volume at the landfill, which was previously agreed upon. The landfill agreed to a reduction in its solid waste volume by January 1st. But the landfill operators have filed a lawsuit against the county to extend the deadline, casting doubt on if the landfill will reduce its intake or cease operating. The multi-agency task force headed by the Environmental Protection Agency has been monitoring the landfill for several months, but the county has not requested or declared a state of emergency to address the pollution the landfill is creating. Mike Garcia said at the meeting, the state of emergency needs to be issued before federal aid can be allocated to people affected by the pollution at the landfill. Pilar Schiavo told people at the meeting she has been lobbying Governor Gavin Newsom's office to declare a state of emergency and is most concerned about the health of the people who live and work near the landfill. Senator Scott Wilk said he sent a letter to Waste Connections, the Texas-based company that owns the landfill, to address the community's concerns. The response from Waste Connections was far from cooperative. Waste Connections essentially dismissed his concerns. Meanwhile, the landfill continues to pollute the air, water, and land surrounding communities and has not provided a plan or steps to stop it.
Oh, just stare at everybody and not say a word. I requested from you for over a decade to help state. I used to work in the board under Michael College and talking to Roz and Layman about health centers and Chrome boarding or already. I left this board and you took me to this job. And I remember 2017 very clearly. That was the only thing I really actually came to. And it was, like full support of the landfill. Like, When a landfill talks, you watch it. When a community talks, you were talking to other people on board, you're looking down, and you weren't looking at this. And I sat there telling you that I was just diagnosed with cancer, and that we were having the issues in Valverde, and that I'm one of the closest residents to Valverde. And you just sat there. You didn't listen to any of us tell them about the situation they had. No likelihood is taken away. I don't know if this is going to go away. You can ask these people here and ask how many people. I mean, I'll ask how many people here actually try and how they can take it away from you.
All I ask is going forward, I just want to understand how the board or how Los Angeles County could afford these homes to be built so close to this disaster. You don't know about this for too many years. I read an article the other day that was from 2017 where the 9-year-old told you that she was going to have a problem. I don't know where this 9-year-old is today, but today was earlier another week ago. What is it going to take for you to issue the state of emergency? I need to get out of my house. Can't go to my house because you friend my value, and I'm stuck with $1 million mortgage, and I'm going to pay my house. Forget me out here. You know what I'm doing? Yeah, table.
You are listening to KQRU 107.9 FM in Santa Clarita. You can listen to Santa Clarita Weekly on Saturday mornings at 9 and on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or wherever you listen to podcasts. So I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, Tim, who will be talking about local sports. Tim?
Okay, so the Foothill League football season is coming to a... Oh, what happened? Hold on, let me start over again because I got distracted when you muted. So let me just start over. Hold on. I'll go back to the start. Okay, so the Foothill League football season is coming to a close. There's a couple games left. Valencia has been hot since the Foothill League season has started. Valencia football team stayed undefeated in the Foothill League with a 52-33 win over Castaic. Valencia quarterback Brady Bretthauer passed for 301 yards and a touchdown. Running back Brian Bonner scored 4 touchdowns, and Valencia won its 5th game in a row. All 5 of Valencia wins are against Foothill League teams. Valencia at 5-0 captured at least a share of the Foothill League title. Bonner rushed for 3 touchdowns and scored on a kickoff return. Nico Funes caught a 69-yard touchdown pass from Bretthauer, and Castaic put up a fight and did not go quietly against Valencia. Monty Coleman scored 2 rushing touchdowns. Simeon Wilkins and Austin Evans scored on kickoff returns. And Castaic's Jaden Broderick caught a touchdown pass in the second half that cut the Valencia lead to 38-33. But Bonner answered with 2 touchdown runs, and Valencia started to pull away in the fourth quarter. Next up for Valencia's West Ranch, Castaic has a bye. Golden Valley slowed down a surging Saugus team, but pulled out a victory over the Centurions. The Golden Valley football team kept its playoff hopes alive with a 44-35 win over Saugus. Jamison Torres scored 5 touchdowns and rushed for 272 yards for Golden Valley. Ty Hall scored 2 touchdowns for Saugus and led a second half comeback that came up just a little bit short. Torres scored 3 touchdowns in the first half. Saugus quarterback Jake Nuttall threw 2 touchdown passes. And Golden Valley improved to 3-2 and is in 3rd place in the Foothill League standings. Saugus dropped to 1-4 in the Foothill League. Golden Valley plays Canyon next. Saugus faces Hart, the 2nd place team in the Foothill League, at 4-1. The West Ranch football team pulled out a last-minute win over Canyon. West Ranch's TJ Dennis caught a game-winning 43-yard touchdown pass in the fourth quarter in his team's 27-21 win over Canyon. Dennis's touchdown broke a 21-21 tie with 30 seconds left to play in the game. West Ranch quarterback Blake Johnson threw 3 touchdown passes and scored a rushing touchdown. He had 171 passing yards in the game. West Ranch trailed 21-12 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Johnson scored on a touchdown run to tie the score in the fourth quarter. Canyon's Joshua Warner scored a touchdown on a 16-yard pass. Chase Johnson added a 2-yard touchdown run. West Ranch improved to 2-3 in the Foothill League and is in 4th place in the Foothill League standings. Canyon dropped to 1-4 in the Foothill League. Now on to the Dodgers and into the World Series. The Dodgers took a commanding 3-0 lead in the World Series, winning the first 3 games. The Dodgers are showing the New York Yankees no mercy in the World Series. Behind the hot-hitting Freddie Freeman, the Dodgers won the first 3 games of the World Series to take a commanding 3-0 lead, 3 games to none lead. Freeman hit home runs in the first 4 games of the World Series, but none was bigger than his grand slam to win Game 1. The Dodgers were down 1 run, 3-2 in the 10th inning, and at Dodger Stadium, the Dodgers loaded the bases after the Yankees intentionally walked Mookie Betts to pitch to Freeman, who has been playing with a sprained ankle throughout the playoffs. The Yankees brought in left-hander Nestor Cortez to pitch to the left-handed hitting Freddie Freeman. He hit the first pitch into the right field pavilion to win the game 6-3. It was the first time a World Series game ended with a grand slam. Freeman kept hitting home runs in games 2, 3, and 4, but the Dodgers lost Game 4 at Yankee Stadium 11-4. The Dodgers are in a good position to win their 8th World Series and their first since 2020 during the pandemic, and the regular season was cut to 60 games, and the World Series was played in Texas with no fans. This time, the Dodgers won't have to hear about how they didn't win a real World Series.
So, Tim, can you talk about the Yankees fans who are trying to rip off Mookie Betts' glove? Did the incident affect the momentum of the game or the emotions of the players?
Yeah, so Game 4, Yankee Stadium has been overshadowed by this play in the outfield and right field where 2 fans not only interfered with Mookie Betts trying to catch a foul ball, but they grabbed him, tried to rip his glove off, took the ball out of his glove and threw it back on the field. And the fans were eventually kicked out of the stadium. They were removed from the stadium, escorted out. And the last I heard, the latest news on this, is that they've been banned from attending any more World Series games. So the 2 fans that did this, they're season ticket holders. They've been sitting in these seats for years, and they affected the I don't think they affected the outcome of the game, but they affected that particular play. And the fans are not supposed to do this. Fans are not supposed to interfere in the play, and especially not touch players when they're trying to make a play in the game. So I don't know if it affected the outcome of the game. I mean, the Dodgers were not playing very well in that game all around, but that play in particular, I don't know. I don't know if it gave the Yankees any life, but it definitely made the Dodgers. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I mean, I don't think they're scared. I don't think that they're intimidated by it, but I think it kind of surprised them. I think it kind of surprised a lot of the Dodger players, especially Mookie Betts, that the fans were that aggressive and the fans were willing to go to that length to stop an out from happening. So I don't know. I mean, the Dodgers are still in a good position. Even after Game 4, they're still up 3-1. They have to win just one more game to win the World Series. So I like their chances. I don't think this is going to affect them in the next game. But at the same time, just very, very scary and very surprising turn of events that happened on that play.
All right, so let's switch to NFL football. The Los Angeles Rams. So Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford threw 4 touchdown passes, and the Rams beat the Minnesota Vikings 30-20 in a Thursday night game. It was a bit of a surprise for a number of reasons. The Rams beat one of the best teams in football. The Rams started the season with a 1-4 record and struggled to score points in their first 5 games. The Rams have been playing most of the season without their top 2 receivers. Kupp and Puka Nacua both returned from injuries and played key roles in the Rams' win over the Vikings. Kupp caught a touchdown pass. Nacua caught 7 passes for 106 yards. Stafford took advantage of having his top 2 receivers back on the field. He finished with 279 passing yards and threw 2 touchdown passes to Demarcus Robinson. Stafford had more weapons at his disposal, and the Rams looked like a different team with Kupp and Nacua on the field. Running back Kyren Williams rushed for 97 yards and caught a touchdown pass. He has scored a touchdown pass or a touchdown in 10 games in a row and has the 3rd largest streak in NFL history. The Rams have won 2 games in a row and are 3-4, but they are still in 4th place in the NFC West. There is a 3-way tie for 1st place in the NFC West standings, with the Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers, and Seattle Seahawks, all with 4-4 records. The Rams play the Seahawks next and could move into contention for the NFC West Championship with a win. So Coach McVay talked about the Rams' turnaround after a 1-4 start and how the team is responding to the return of Kupp and Nacua.
Hey, Sean, was there a moment during the game or maybe pregame where you just kind of looked over and realized, like, wow, Puka's back?
I think, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of moments. I think the moment I realized, all right, this maniac's really back is when he just stands under the goalpost during, our team warm-ups and just kind of goes back and forth. And HGO Ops was kind of looking for him. I said, oh, no, hey, that let you know he's ready to go. Just leave him be. And then really right away, I thought it was good. You get that first little drop out of the way, then you get him a second touch on the second play of the game where he ends up catching the screen, breaking the tackle, get the first down. His energy, his passion, his love for the game. I mean, this guy is an igniter in every sense of the word. It was awesome having him back out there. I love him.
Some of the blocks he was making in the run game, what does that part of his game say about how important it is for you guys to have him on the field outside of just the passing game?
Yeah, I mean, that was where I was so bummed because, people just see the stats that are incredible, but he does so much for the production of the run game. I mean, he enables us to be in really personnel group. And you guys heard me mention a lot of actual players on their defense that are movable pieces, or like what Michael Hoyt is to us defensively. That's what Puka Nacua is. He just happens to be an all-pro receiver that has all these stats and accolades and the fantasy numbers that people get enamored with. But you watch what he did on 4th down and 1. That play doesn't convert. Those are stops against the Raiders, that we got last week. And then here he is being able to get a hat on a hat. And the guy's a stud. He loves the game. He loves to compete. And I think he gets as much excitement out of catching a touchdown as he does stringing a block for Kathryn. And you guys can see that by the authentic enthusiasm and joy he plays with. He just brings out the best in everyone around him, and that's as big a compliment as I can say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jordan?
Hey, Sean, on Ethan Evans, he has really been working on that placement. When he came in as a rookie, we knew that he could just kick the snot out of the ball, but he's been really working on what have you seen growth-wise from him in specifically the placement?
Yeah, I think it's really just what you said in the question. He's put a lot of work into that. And I think he and Chase have really worked on it. Obviously, me as an offensive coach, with my background being on the offense, I hate punting in general, but he has been a major weapon for us. And it seems like we've had a lot of those shorter field punts, when we're kind of moving the ball and you get right in that weird territory. And I mean, for him to consistently hit that way that he has in those moments, it's been a real credit to the work working and it paying off. He's gaining confidence. There's a comfort, and that was a huge play for us. Be able to thing where you don't even give Powell a chance to to catch it in play and maybe return it and put it right out of bounds at 3, I'm really happy for him. He'll get a game ball on Monday.
When you go back and you look at the last 2 games, Raiders and obviously Vikings, what specifics can you tell us about how the offensive line has performed and how that unit has sort of taken it upon itself to combat a couple of complicated, I know they weren't playing you the way they usually do, complicated defenses.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's a result of how some of the things went early on and they were able to handle it, which is what led them to make some adjustments or whatever. I that's what I would imagine, at least. Here's what I would say. First thing is, when you look at the Raiders game, we ended up, obviously tremendous respect for the aggressiveness of that defense. And I think Crosby's as good as it gets in this league. There's great players. He's definitely one of them, and he's as disruptive as it gets. There was such an intentional plan, maybe as intentional as we've ever been since I've been the coach here, about not letting somebody be a factor. It changed the way that we called the game. And then as a result of the control that our defense had, we were very, from being around us, you would just say we played to win the game, and really led us to be a lot more conservative. They did a good job with what was asked of them. I was proud of the offensive line last week, Dorian. And then yesterday, I thought they had command of the game.
So, Tim, can you tell me, how did the Rams' recent resurgence affect the trade rumors surrounding Cooper Kupp, which we talked about last week? And what does it say about the team's long-term plans for him?
Well, yeah, I mean, right now it doesn't look like the Rams are going to trade Kupp, especially if they're still in the mix for the NFC West division title. And nobody in the NFC West has broken out yet. The top 3 teams are all at 500. They're all at 4-4. The Rams are 1 win out of first place. And if they beat the Seahawks in their next game, they're going to move past Seattle at 4-4 and see Seattle drop to 4-5. So, the Rams are very much in playoff contention right now. They will probably have to win the division to get into the playoffs. But if they're in the playoffs, they're going to want Cooper Kupp on the team. As long as Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua are on the offensive side of the ball, the Rams are going to be a dangerous playoff team. And so I don't think they are going to be interested in trading Cooper Kupp as long as they keep winning games and are in the mix for an NFC West division title.
All right, so let's talk about the NHL, the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings won their home opener and have won 4 games in the past 5 games. The Kings beat the San Jose Sharks 3-2 in the home opener and followed with a 3-2 win over the Utah Hockey Club. It was the first 2 home games for the Kings. The Kings have won 4 of their past 5 games, winning 2 games on the road against the Montreal Canadiens and Anaheim Ducks. Joel Edmondson scored 2 goals in the game against Utah. He talked about winning the game and scoring twice in the game.
So I listened to your intermission interview where you said, "I'm not a goal scorer." Maybe you got to give yourself a little more credit.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, D-Coach Smitty just keeps saying, "No, that's the shoot the puck." So forwards are getting the net, so I might as well hammer them 1-2.
You guys have 7 goals as a group this year. It's the most in the NHL by a group of defensemen. I mean, is it that shooting mentality that you think is kind of working for you guys offensively?
Yeah, I think just for us getting it past that first layer and then our forwards crashing the net. Goalie can't see the puck. It's hard to stop. So forwards are doing a great job of that.
Remember the last time you recorded 2 a game?
Probably like TV. I have no idea. It's been a while.
It's a 3-2 game late. I know. What does it say about this group to be able to see out a game like that after maybe got a little bit dicey in Thursday's game against San Jose?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, just shows our depth and our leadership, dying moments of the game, having the patience and the calmness just to make plays and get the puck out of the zone. So, guys are blocking the puck, their bodies on the line. So, we got to do that so we get a win. It's a hard league to win in.
After Anaheim, we talked about the progression of you and Clark as a pair. You guys get 3 of 3 goals tonight between the 2 of you. I mean, have you guys been able to just keep going stride to stride and keep improving as things gone on?
I think that, we didn't know each other a couple months ago. So every day we're just getting to know each other more and more. And we sit beside each other in the locker room, so lots of chatter and just getting more confidence. He's such a skilled player. Seeing him walk the blue line, little things like that. That's how I give him the green light. I'm like, I got your back. Dude, play your game. So, it's a work in progress. I think we've done a lot better. We'll look forward to it.
Kind of about walking the blue line. He seems to be one of those players that when the puck's on the stick, things kind of slow down.
Yeah.
How is that for you as a partner? What are you trying to do to kind of give him space to support him, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, he's crafty. He tucks the forwards in and he somehow gets around them. So I'm just there in case they turn the puck over. I got his back, but we wanted to make those plays. He creates a lot of offense. I'm gonna stay to go.
Are you going to be asking Jimmy if you're on the power play anytime soon or what?
Absolutely not. No. Not comfortable there for sure.
Defenseman Brant Clark scored his first goal in the season against Utah. He also scored the first power play goal of his NHL career. He talked about the game against Utah.
Clark, your group had 7 goals, your group of defensemen, the most in the NHL. Eddie talked about kind of a shooting mentality for that group. What are you seeing that led to so much production from the blue line?
Yeah, I don't know. We were leading. That's pretty collection. But, I don't know. Yeah, shooting mentality, I definitely get to that. DJ's preaching shots, go to high, get to the net, create some traffic, and Buccaneers keep going and keep going in. So we'll take that too. But, I think it's just all 6 guys that we got on D that are playing that night would emphasizing, if we get it, let's get it, let's create some danger. So that's kind of what it is. You're carrying all 3 goals tonight. Maybe a little bit of puck luck involved, but obviously doing some positive things.
So the Sharks got a little payback, beating the Kings 4-2 in San Jose. The Sharks scored 3 goals in the third period and won only their second game of the season. The Kings are 5-3 with 2 overtime losses after 10 games and in second place in the Pacific Division, behind the first place Golden Knights. The Kings have 2 more home games against the Vegas Golden Knights and Chicago Blackhawks before heading on the road again. So that's our show. Tune in next week for more discussions about the news from Santa Clarita. You can listen to us on the radio at KQRU 107.9 FM at 9 on Saturday mornings. You can also watch us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and listen to us on SantaClaritaStar.com. Wherever you listen to podcasts, leave us a comment and be sure to subscribe to Santa Clarita Weekly Online. Thanks for listening, and have a great week.
Thank you for listening to Santa Clarita Weekly. You can watch the show on Santa Clarita Star's YouTube channel and Facebook page, as well as listen in on the radio at KQRU 107.9. Visit SantaClaritaStar.com for more content and tune in right here to KQRU 107.9. A new voice for Santa Clarita.